Sludge, I do. Buckaroos, how the heck are you? I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer for this video. And I have the Hard Truth Sweet Mash Bourbon. This one's only at 90 proof, though. And I say only at 90. It's only 90 because my Sweet Mash Rye is straight and uncut. And I don't think they had that one, which is why I bought this one. I've gotten to where in my old age, I don't like anything under 90. It just feels too watery to me. But the older I get, the really I really enjoy, or the more I enjoy, cask products. But this is the first time I'm having this one here. This is a Sweet Mash, straight bourbon whiskey, small batch, non-chill filtered, 90 proof, mash distilled and charred American oak, Brown County, Indiana. The stuff is rather impressive, I gotta tell you. So I've got some poured neat here, but I'm going to go straight to the rocks because I don't want much more water imparting in here. So Slancha using a glass, Daddy sip it for my wife and daughter anyway. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. When I'm making cocktails, I don't want to use under 90 proof because I feel like it just gets muddled, it gets lost. But even the older I get, the more I just enjoy drinking cask products neat. I just enjoy the flavors. I love their Sweet Mash Rye, so I wish I could have found the Sweet Mash Bourbon. But hell, I don't even know if they make it that way. This is what they had available. This is what I bought. The rye was the first product I bought from them when we first got to town in Indianapolis. And I bought it because they had a special with that and their maple bourbon cream. It was like $70 for both products. Seemed like a bargain. It really was, though. Oh, gosh, that's gorgeous. I want to take a sip neat just to see where it started. Now I'm going to focus all on the rocks. I don't want any more water getting in here, so sludge it. Their maple bourbon cream is awesome. I'm not necessarily a bourbon cream or an Irish cream or you know, that kind of guy, but I figured what the hell. But I've been using their maple bourbon cream on my days off anyway. On my days off is my coffee creamer, because typically I drink my coffee black. I don't add anything to it, but when I had a day off, I put a little bit of that in there. And the other day I added a little bit of that and a little bit of that Sweet Mash Rye, and damned if that wasn't a hell of a way to start today. I did that on I did that on a Saturday that I was off, man. Oh man, that is certainly the way to start the day. I will say this 90 proof Sweet Mash Bourbon is going to go down quickly. I'm going to have to try to hide it and forget it exists. Otherwise, it's going to be gone. Man, it is delicious. 90 proof. Wow, man. I guess that's what happens when you drink a lot of cask products. That 90 proof seems rather weak. No, that's not true. It doesn't seem weak. It doesn't taste weak. But I do like those bigger cask flavors. But I will say at 90, yeah, the point I was trying to make, and I kind of lost it there, was that it's very approachable. It's just so delectable and so easy to drink that it's going to be easy just to, you know, knock it back. Oh, man, that is good. I feel like I get a little maple in there. Boy, that is good. So you get to a point when you're having a whiskey on the rocks where you get to what I like to call the sweet spot. You get that right amount of cold, that right amount of melt off. It brings all those sugars to the surface. But here's the problem. Usually once you get to that point, you don't have much time left to finish it, because if you wait too long, you're going to lose it. And the water's going to kind of corrupt your whiskey, and it's going to taste, well, not good from there on. But you got that fleeting moment where it's just perfect, and that's what you're going for. And that's where I was at right there, where I got those beautiful toffee notes, those brown sugar, that hint of maple, Everything was right there. That's why I wanted to finish it off before I got too much in there. I'm going to relax because I've got the rest of it neat. So now I can just take it easy. Take a breath. Find some zen. Get back to zen, man. I got to tell you. I wasn't familiar with them. And I guess that some of the products had been available in Missouri here for a while. But here's the thing. I hadn't been going to any of the liquor stores for several months because I was saving up for a vacation. I was using all the products that I had. So I wasn't doing any shopping, so I didn't know what whiskeys or beers were available in my neck of the woods because I hadn't been going to the store for a while. So I guess some of the Hard True products were available and some of them are no longer available again, which is kind of a bummer because I'm rather impressed. The Sweet Mash Rye is brilliant, so is this bourbon. I just wish I could get this bourbon in that can. Oh man, I love to find that Sweet Mash bourbon in that uncut, unfiltered cask. But the bourbon cream, that maple bourbon cream, I gotta tell you, like I said, I'm not typically a fan of such products, but that one is just done so impeccably well. It is my day off coffee creamer. Anyways, lunch it. Man, that is so good. Wow. Again, toffee. You're going to get a lot of vanilla. So I hate to keep mentioning the usual suspects, but I feel like they got to be brought up. You're going to find some vanilla. You should always find a certain amount of vanilla. Sometimes it's sweeter than other. This one really comes at you like almost like a sweet cream vanilla right up front. I get a little bit of maple, some toffee, almost like a very dark caramel note, very almost burnt sugar note. Just before we get to that point, you know what I mean? Almost a little bit of a nutty note too, like a roasted hazelnut note. A lot of oak and spice in the finish. Allspice, maybe a little bit of cinnamon, but I'm feeling allspice more than cinnamon, to be honest with you. Some ginger, some clove. Maybe even some nutmeg, depending on how you pick up spice notes. That's really between you and the whiskey, man. It's a personal thing. I use a lot of spices when I cook, so I tend to feel a lot of spice notes. I don't tend to eat a lot of dark fruits, so other whiskey connoisseurs will pick up more dark fruit notes than I typically do. But I typically pick up more of the spice notes because that's how I decipher them. But let's get to dark fruits for a second. You may feel some raisin. It wouldn't be out of line if you were to feel some date and or fig. But for me, I got to be honest with you. I'm feeling raisin. I'm feeling date more so than fig, and some very dark cherry notes, almost an overripe plum note as well. And a lot of that just kind of depends on the mash and how it absorbs that particular barrel too. That makes a lot of difference. And then, of course, the blending process, right? You've got each master blender, master distiller putting it together the way they want to put it together. And then you're drinking it and interpreting it your own way. And as I like to tell folks, you're only going to taste what you know. So some folks might say you're going to get this, this, and this. But if you don't taste those things, if you don't eat those things, if you're not familiar with those things, that's not how your brain is going to interpret them. It's going to interpret it as something else. That's why I tell folks, whatever you get is whatever you get. Nobody is ever wrong. It's all about interpretation, man. It's all about enjoying, right? I think some whiskey geeks maybe take certain things too serious. It should be about enjoying the product. And I gotta tell you, I'm rather infatuated at this point with Hard Truth products. These guys are just amazing. biscuits. Man, that is good. Very easy to drink, 90 proof, price-wise. You know, it's not much more than some of the names you know for the same proof whiskey. And in my opinion, this is a much better and cleaner product. I've gotten to where, I know this is not a popular thing for whiskey guys to say, but I am staying away as much as I can from those usual suspects. I don't mess with allocations. I don't buy on the secondary market because I think that is what's ruining whiskey for everybody. And I think the problem with secondary markets is you've got some unscrupulous folks telling you should buy certain things. If you're a whiskey lover, you need this, this, and this. And they're wrong. You don't need any of that. You may want to try that at some point. But in my opinion, again, there's so many great small distilleries out there. Hard Truth out of Indiana. I've got Tiyakuda here in Springfield. Kansas City's got Russell Spirits and Union Horse. I mean, there are great small distilleries no matter where you travel to that are doing products every bit as good, if not better than all those products you're spending way too much money for because some whiskey geek told you had to have it in your collection. And then in my opinion, if you really love the beer, I'm a big craft beer guy, I'm a big whiskey guy. If you really love the beer and you really love the whiskey, it's not about collecting anything, it's about enjoying it. If you've ever bought a bottle to never drink again, well, you're not somebody that appreciates that product. You're somebody that's either trying, or both. You're either trying to impress people by saying, hey, look what I have, or you're trying to make money off of it later, and both things are wrong in my opinion. Buy products that are good, buy products that are enjoyable, and Hard Truth is doing it as good as anybody and better than most. Their stuff is rather amazing. So there you go. I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer. Sorry for the preachy moment, Hard Truth. Sometimes I just can't help it because I get tired of folks trying to push unneeded and unwanted whiskeys on folks at 2, 3, 4 times the price when I can go out, when I buy your product for what I paid for it. These are the products folks should be searching now. One more time with feeling, I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor, wisdom man. All right, good guys. Thanks, guys.